Welcome to the Backrooms, where you go into the background information of our favorite topics and going obscure. My name is Gabe, and I'm your host.
And my name is Matt. I am your co-host and slot jockey.
Slot jockey.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Your slot jockey on this week's episode of the Backrooms, the podcast where we talk about that.
We do talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So how have you guys been? Comment in the comment section below.
Good.
That's great.
So
thanks for letting us know.
Of course, this podcast is tied directly to the revival of Lomac. The story of a 4chaner getting a little too wild with the cough syrup and then going into a local cave and talking to a forgotten god.
You could say that he drank too much lean.
It's not even lean. He just drank straight cough syrup.
I thought that would make you go to sleep. I thought it makes you sleepy.
I think if you drink enough, you hallucinate.
It's just Sprite and cough syrup.
I mean, with cough syrup, if you drink enough, you can hallucinate or something.
I can't imagine drinking more than a little cup of cough syrup.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah,
it's so nasty.
I mean, NyQuil kind of tastes good, but I wouldn't chug a bottle of it.
No. My classmate Josh in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I should say this, but he now works at an edibles factory. So that should give you an idea. He would drink lean every day. And he'd be like, "Bro, I got some lean." And I'd just be like,
"That's a shame.
Good for you."
That's a shame.
Yep. Memories of high school. That is what this podcast is about. Wait a minute. No, it's not.
It's about fall.
That is right. And we're going to get an old friend, Cool Matt, to describe fall here really quick.
Describe fall to me.
What's up? It's Cool Matt. I'm back, boys. That's right. So you got this little season called fall, right? You know what people do in fall? They stay indoors.
Yeah.
You know what else they do? They drink pumpkin spice lattes. If you're super basic, that's what you do. And you go with the boots with the fluff on them on the top. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
They're called Uggs.
The Uggs? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, bro. That's right. And you know what else is cool about fall? It's cool.
It is.
Fall is cool.
Want to know what's also cool about fall?
What's that?
My birthday is in fall.
Birthdays are cool, just like me. Cool Matt.
I'm aging violently fast.
Whoa. I'm back. Did Cool Matt just take over the podcast?
He did. It was crazy.
Whoa. I can't believe that just happened.
He said very much unsavory things, and he's going to get canceled on Twitter.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, that's the last you'll see of him, I guess.
Well, yeah, my birthday's in October, because I'm a spooky boy like that. That's why I have...
He chose to be born in October.
Yes, I did. And that's why going obscure is so spooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not because I have an unnaturally obsessed dictionary brain for internet stories.
I wouldn't say Lomac was spooky, though.
No, it's not spooky. It's just weird.
It was just... Well, it's a 4chaner.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the script today to start editing.
Mm-hmm.
I saw 4chan, and it's like, well, I better buckle up before I go on that website, so I just didn't do it today.
Yeah, well, luckily for you, the next topic is not about 4chan.
Well, good. Also, 2 topics from now, we have to finish the script for.
You have
Can
to
you believe that?
Script.
Can you believe that? We wrote this season like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I wrote about half the episode, and I never finished it. Yeah, I have to finish it.
It's a shame.
I have to finish it. When I get started on something, I can't finish it. I think I mentioned that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
In the last
got the
Backrooms.
ADD.
I do, yeah. But you know who doesn't have ADD?
Me.
Cool Matt.
Cool Matt doesn't have ADD.
He doesn't
'cause
have
he's
anything.
Cool.
He's like, he just has
He has
coolness
no
disorder.
issue. He has no issues.
He has coolness disorder. That's what he has.
Hmm.
So fall.
Yes, fall.
What a great time to be alive.
It is.
What a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
Let's reminisce about our past fall experiences. How about that for a topic?
Sure. Yeah.
Cue the applause right now. 'Cause
I
that
didn't
was
like
such a good
fall
idea.
as much when I was a kid
Because
because,
school started.
beginning of school year,
Yeah.
yeah. But now as an adult that doesn't go to school, because I'm a loser, I like
Got that
fall a
right.
lot. I mean, I liked fall when I was like older because, school
When you
wasn't
were
such
older?
a,
What are you
a,
now
a
then?
I'm oldest.
This
Um,
boy's 21 and he's already oldest.
yeah, I am. I'm
He's
oldest. I'm turning
flying through life.
22 pretty soon. I have friends that have kids. Why is it
I
like
do too,
this?
actually. Well, I don't have friends that have kids, but I have friends that are getting married.
Yeah. I also have friends that are getting married. Oh God.
I have a brother who's getting married.
I have a sister that's married. Anyway,
We're getting old.
no midlife crisis time.
Midlife.
But yeah, fall
Quarter
is
life
so
crisis.
much fun. It's got the leaves, got the scary.
Oh,
I used to not like scary, but I love scary.
you know what else you have? The scarecrows.
Scarecrows.
That's the
Scarecrows
best part.
but scarecrows can be at any time.
You know what happened? He threw a scarecrow at
He did.
us.
Gotta explain that story.
All right, so if you're a cool kid like Cool Matt, for example, you would know the show called Goosebumps from the 90s, not the new movies with Jack Black. Not those. Which my brother recently watched, and he's like, they're actually pretty good. I'll take his word for it. There's this old show called Goosebumps from the 90s that has notoriously bad acting, alright?
Yeah.
I watched it with Grandpa Joe. That's my grandpa.
Mhm.
His name's not actually Joe, it's just what me and Gabe call him. And
'Cause
he
looks
was like
Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate
he
Factory.
doesn't really. No, from
He
Willy
does to
Wonka.
me. Oh yeah,
From
yeah.
the old one.
He does to me.
I don't see it. But anyway, I watched a Goosebumps episode with him, and he was like, where are they getting these kids from? They're just picking them up off the street. These
Yeah.
kids can't act. And it's like, whoa, settle down, Grandpa Joe. Slow
He's
your
probably-
roll,
he's-
man.
He's swinging fists.
Yeah, he was so upset. There's one episode called The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I guess it's also a book series. I probably should have said that. Now all the people in
It
the comments
is.
are like, Matt's an idiot because he said Goosebumps was a show, but it's actually a book series.
A show based off of a book.
It's a show
series.
based off a book series by a guy whose name is R.L. Stein. So get off me, okay? I don't even think that's his real name.
Probably not.
I bet it's like Edward Scissorhands.
Did you know that? Actually, you probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right. Anyway.
Sound blind.
All right. Anyway, there's an episode called "The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight," where the main character and her sister, her brother, are like biking through a cornfield, and then Styx, their uncle's son, well, I guess their cousin.
Yeah.
Their cousin Styx throws a scarecrow at him. I don't remember the main character's names, but I remember Styx because that's a stupid name.
Whatever.
He throws a scarecrow. Well, actually, he did. The scarecrow walks at midnight, so it was alive and it jumped out on them. But the girl thought that Styx threw it, and then the uncle comes up and she's like, "He threw a scarecrow at us. Just knock it off." And me and
Yeah.
Gabe watched that when we were little, and boy, were we laughing at that.
We were.
It was pretty hysterical how
shocked,
bad the
you
acting
know.
was.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when you throw a scarecrow at him.
Yeah. The shame.
For shame.
Mm-hmm.
I always watched Goosebumps when fall came around when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
There was one episode of Goosebumps that had Hayden Christensen in it.
Yep. And his head turned backwards.
Yep. I think that was a meme at one point.
No, I just took a picture of it and sent it to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Um,
Hayden Christensen was actually in an episode of Goosebumps.
When he was like 12.
Yeah, he was a little kid. He's like, his head turns around. He's like, "Thanks for inviting me over to your house, cousin."
Yep. As a kid, like I mentioned a little bit ago, I was scared of scary movies as a kid, like Freddy Krueger and all that stuff, all that jazz. But
Jazz.
I found okay, so as a kid with unattended access to the internet, I would see a lot of scary things. But I'd also learn a lot of interesting things, and I would learn a lot about like scary movies because, like, in October, the spooky season, there's a plethora of YouTubers that would make, horror related movie reviews.
There's this YouTuber called Goose Booze who makes something
There's
called
some guy,
I don't even remember what it's called. I can't even remember.
some
It's
dude.
like
Can you actually not
I
remember?
actually can't remember. I don't. Traumathon.
Trauma. Yep, we were in it. We
Yeah, we
were in
were
it
on
that
it.
one
I should
time.
know. We were on that.
I thought you were making a joke, so that's
I
why I
was
didn't
at
say
first, and
anything.
then
Then
I
you
had
actually
it, but then
forgot
it
it.
like now Goose's
Yeah,
fans are gonna be like, "That's such an idiot" because he can't remember
he's a
Goose's most
poser.
famous series.
He's a poser.
Well,
Anyway, as a kid, my introduction to horror movies was mostly through the internet, through movie reviews, because I found that a lot easier to like digest compared to actually watching the movie. It's like,
it's like
when
a
you watch,
condensed version of a movie if you don't want to
yeah,
watch it.
and it's like when you watch like a YouTuber play a horror game, it's not as scary as actually playing the game.
Yeah, tell that to me watching Dan TDM play Five Nights at
Yeah,
Freddy's.
uh-huh, yep.
I was
You were
shaking in my
shaking.
boots.
You were straight crying right there.
I
Um,
actually, I was like, there was a gnat flying around here. Anyway,
mm,
I was at Grandpa Joe's house
yeah, oh
and I
yeah,
couldn't
I
sleep.
forgot about the story.
Go ahead.
Yes. I forgot about it. Was that a continuation of
Continuation on what?
well, it's whatever. I'll finish my story real quick. Um, but I have a my I have a dad, just so you know.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
But
What do you
my
know?
because I was about to say I have a dad that no no like, my dad he likes a lot of older horror movies like Universal 30s monster movies. So that was probably my dipping toes into horror movie stuff because that stuff's not as scary as,
Like Creature from the
today.
Black Lagoons kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like it I let myself get in there. I used to be a super big like movie fan and then I got into books more, so
I was never a movie fan. Now the movie fans are going to be like, that's such an idiot because he doesn't watch movies.
yeah, he hasn't watched Limby's Revenge.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I also
I don't
haven't
know.
watched. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen, okay?
Yeah, me too.
So get off me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen Die Hard.
I've seen Die Hard.
My dad has seen all of them. I haven't seen Rocky.
I've
I've seen
seen
Rocky
Rocky.
1, sorry. I haven't seen Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, or 10.
I've seen Rocky 1 through 7
Have you seen
or
Rocky
6.
Balboa?
Yes.
Have you seen the one spin-off with the coach?
I have seen Creed,
Yeah, that's right. It's called Creed. You
but
see
I
them
have
all
not
then? Did you
seen
see the
I
whole
have not
run?
seen I haven't seen Creed 2 though.
Okay. I have not seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Crystal Skull. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Skull?
Mm.
I have not
You
seen that.
can you can stop watching the movie after like 50 minutes.
Okay, yeah. My dad watched for the first time last winter and he was like, it's kind of confusing once I got to the jungle.
I saw it in theaters actually. That ages me.
There's a new one coming out.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
I don't understand why, but it is. They had a Shia LaBeouf play Mutt Williams
hmm
in that movie. Unbelievable.
Well,
I
he's
have
like the
what other movies have I not seen? Well, let me get started here with a whole list, so you can get mad at me in the comments, call me an idiot. I have not seen Die Hard. I have not seen what's another like blockbuster film that everybody's seen.
Terminator.
I've not seen Terminator. Any of them. I've not seen RoboCop.
How about Rambo?
I've not seen Rambo. I don't think I've ever seen a Sylvester Stallone movie besides Rocky 1.
Mm.
I have not seen... I can't even think. The list goes on. I have not seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Mm.
That's not even really a mainstream movie. Like a movie everybody talks about. Transformers, I've never seen any of those. I've never seen a single Marvel movie.
Mm.
And I am super happy about that.
Not even like...
I take pride in it. Oh, I've seen part of
Oh.
Black Panther because we were forced to watch it in school. Back
Yeah,
in high school.
I mean, I think you'd like a few of them.
A few Marvel movies?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
Like, I think you'd like Iron Man because that's like an actual movie.
Opposed to just being a quirky, funny superhero movie?
Yeah. It's the first one, so it had to be a movie.
Well, I've seen The Dark Knight. I've seen more DC movies than I've seen Marvel movies because I've seen one DC movie.
Mm. You ever see yeah. You've never
Just
watched like Batman movies?
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
That's a Batman movie.
It is, yes.
I've not seen Man of Steel.
Lucky you.
I thought it was good. I thought
No.
people said it was good
It's not.
because it's the only Superman movie ever made
No, it's
in
not.
modern times. In current times.
In current times. Does 2007 not count?
There was a Superman movie in 2007. Oh, there was also
Yeah,
Batman
or something
versus
like that.
Superman.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Hmm. Anyway,
You know-
Halloween
oh.
stuff.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
You know the original Hulk movie? Not the original one, the one from like 2004?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
There's a
about.
character in that movie
Yeah.
that my dad went to college with. Like the actor.
Yeah.
My dad was
Like a-
friends with one
Like a
of the...
major character? Or?
He was like a doctor in it. Like he
Oh.
had a speaking role and he had a pretty big part in it.
Gotcha.
The 2005 Hulk movie, which I don't think was
Yeah.
very good,
Probably not.
but he had like a pretty big role in it. Let me. You can start talking about Halloween stuff. I'm gonna look this up really quick because I need to say the name.
Have you ever seen any like slasher horror movies? Really?
Halloween?
Yeah.
Is that a slasher?
Yeah. Like the
When
original.
people
Halloween?
die. Yeah, I've seen Psycho.
Yeah.
Is that a slasher?
It can be considered one, sort of.
Because
A little bit. Yeah.
it happens
I
three
watched,
times.
Yeah, I watched Psycho for the first time in a film class in high school.
So did I.
Yeah.
It's for Halloween time. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't know. I don't watch movies that often, but I like them still. I recently watched a movie a few months ago called Carnival of Souls. That was an interesting one. It was from the 60s. It's about a girl that survives a car accident and is like followed by like demons basically trying to collect her soul.
Huh.
There's a movie I have saved on HBO Max that I want to watch that I saw. I was at Barnes and Noble on Monday, just like browsing because I'm a nerd like that,
Yes.
a loser. And in the in like the Blu-ray section, they had a movie called Haxen or Haxen, I think it's pronounced because it's Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
And the cover interests me a lot. It was
I
part
found
of the Criterion collection, which is under HBO Max. Like all the Criterion collection movies are there. So I looked into it, and it's like it's a silent film from 1920
Mm-hmm.
that's Swedish, and it's all about like the history of witchcraft. And I thought it was a really interesting topic that I might watch at some point.
Interesting.
Speaking of witchcraft,
Wait, one second. I found it.
Yep.
Paul Kersey.
Wait, what?
He played young Bruce Banner
Oh,
in Hulk.
oh, gotcha.
That was my dad's friend in college. Like,
Young
no lie.
Bruce Banner.
He grew up in Ada, Minnesota. That was where my dad was born.
Oh, cool.
A tiny town called Ada, Minnesota.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my dad's. He played young Bruce Banner in the
Mm.
2003 Hulk movie. So if you've seen the 2003 Hulk movie, then, well, buckle in, because you've seen somebody who I have a connection to. And I bet... Have you seen the Degrees of Bacon thing?
Yeah.
This is like super old news, but where every actor is somehow tied to Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
By 5 or more, or less, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet he's tied to him somehow.
Maybe.
Somehow. I bet we're tied to him somehow.
Yeah.
I bet Goose is tied to somebody who's tied to blank, and then Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. I was going to say, have you ever seen the movie The Blair Witch Project?
No, but my mom has.
Yeah.
I got a story about that.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard interesting
I've
things
seen
about
parts
it.
of it. Does that count?
No.
I've seen the ending scene where he's in the corner.
Yeah. No, that doesn't count.
I've also seen the Scooby-Doo version where Shaggy's in the corner.
I have also seen it. I was going to mention it, but then I thought that was too stupid to mention.
Yeah. Anyway, my mom watched that movie in the 90s when it came out. And this is like before internet. Well, I guess the internet was around, but this wasn't like when everything
like
is like
wide,
it is now.
Yeah, like wide access internet.
And so she went with her friend to it, and they were like so scared. Like they were like they got home and they were on the internet and they were like, "What, was this real? Did this actually happen?" Because they believed it. And of course, it came out later that it was an ARG, and it wasn't real. It was made up. But it was so believable, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of horror movies, recently, you just reminded me of that because of Moms. But
Mars Needs Moms. That was a pretty scary movie.
That is a scary movie, but unintentionally scary. Recently, me and my girlfriend have been watching some Japanese horror movies, like famous ones like The Ring and The Grudge.
I thought The Ring was American.
No, there's an American remake. There's an American remake for both movies, and then original Japanese versions for both. But
I can't recreate The Grudge. I know.
But it's we watched Ringu, which is the original name for the ring.
Ringo?
Yeah, Ringu.
Ringo
Star. And then we watched Ju-on The Grudge, which is the Japanese original, and then we watched The Grudge American. But I have a distinct memory that when I was a kid, I lived next to our direct neighbors had kids that were the same age as me and my sister, so we were friends. But their mom is Japanese, and she told us once that when she was younger, she saw The Ring and she couldn't sleep for days. So I was like, that must be a pretty scary movie, because I was like, what, 10? But I finally watched the movie, and I fell asleep halfway through.
Well, yeah, it was in Japanese. Okay. You were reading subtitles the whole time.
It was okay.
Well, you did say you like to read.
I do like to read, I
can't stand subtitles.
I watch a lot of movies with subtitles, so it wasn't an issue with me. But like,
it's nowhere. Why do you do that?
I don't know.
That's what my dad does, and I try to watch a movie with him, and I can't do it.
It's because you got
Dad, turn the subtitles off. Because then I'm just reading the subtitle. I'm not actually watching the movie. I'm just reading the subtitles.
You gotta learn to read faster.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I remember when I was little, my mom had The Grudge 2 on DVD. And I remember the cover of that movie. Yeah. Scared me when I was little.
With the eye?
The two eyes.
Yeah.
Because it's like covered in like woods or something. It's like,
yeah. The original cover's the one with the one eye with the hair over it.
Yeah, but the two has two eyes. Two eyes with hair over it. And they used to creep me out when I was little.
Yeah, it used to scare me too. But the movies aren't as scary as you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Which, of course, proves the point that imagination's a lot scarier than reality, because obviously I thought both movies were going to be a lot scarier than they ended up being, because I was told by a reliable source, my neighbor's mom, that they were scary movies.
Well, my mom said she couldn't sleep when she watched Nightmare on Elm Street. And I watched it, and it's like...
Yeah, it's not as scary.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm sitting on my bed, I'm scared that I'm going to get sucked into it. Yeah. And then, you know, how that... what is it? Ink or blood that blows out of his bed when he...
It's blood that...
Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, but...
Yeah, Johnny Depp dies in that movie.
That was Johnny?
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
I
a
just thought it
young
was some
Johnny
guy.
Depp
I didn't
getting
know that was
sucked
Johnny
into
Depp.
a
Huh.
bed.
I knew he was a
Yeah,
guy wearing headphones. And he's like, and he gets like sucked into his bed because he fell asleep.
yeah, he did.
Freddy Krueger believes in you.
He does. He really does.
Have you seen that? I believe in you. Freddy believes in you.
Probably.
When she's like on the bar mill, and she's like, I don't believe in you. And he's like, I believe in you.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And then Freddy Krueger's actually in a Mortal Kombat, believe it or not.
Yeah, he
He's in the
is.
video games.
Yeah, a lot of
Like,
characters are in this
like
Mortal
why?
Kombat
And yeah,
game.
Shaggy's in it.
Jackie, no, he's not.
Yes, he is. They had the whole thing where you haven't seen that.
No,
I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat or not. It was
it
some
was
video
a.
game.
It's a. What do you call it? Multiverses.
I don't think it was Multiverse. That's the game that Mickey, the camera guy, plays.
No, I'm pretty sure Shaggy's in Multiverses.
Well, maybe he is. But I don't know.
He is. I promise he is.
I don't know.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
horror movies used to scare me even thinking about them when I was little.
Mm,
When I was like, this was like fourth grade. My parents told me about the movie Halloween, and they were like, "It's the scariest movie in the world."
yeah.
And then I watched it with my mom, like, what was this, 5 years ago?
Hmm.
She's like, "You're old enough to watch Halloween with me." I was like, "Okay, mom." And then I was like shaking in my boots before.
Yeah.
And then he follows her home in the car, and I was like,
Mm,
"It's gonna happen now." And then it didn't happen until like way later on.
yeah.
I can
That's
never remember the doctor's name from that movie. It's like Finkelstein.
the Loomis.
Loomis, that's right. What was
Yeah.
Loomis from?
I don't know.
Because I remember Googling something and it had Loomis in it, and I was like, hey, that's the doctor from Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a
Um,
pun, I'm pretty sure. His name is a pun. Because Loomis is like something scientific. I
yeah,
could be wrong. Now people are going to be like, Matt's such an idiot
it's
because he didn't know that Dr. Loomis's name is actually means duh.
yeah, it's like how when I was younger, my dad was like, "Night of the Living Dead, man. That's a rough one." I remember him saying that specifically, is that it's a rough one.
That's a
Is
rough
that was
one.
his words? But then I watched it and I was like, "It's fine."
My dad hates horror movies.
He doesn't like them.
No, my mom loves them though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like she
it's
was
like,
big into like The Conjuring and Annabelle and all
yeah.
that when those were coming out.
I honestly don't like new horror movies because I find them really kind of stale.
It's cheap jump scares, is what it
Yeah.
is.
But I like, yeah, cheap jump scares, kind of just lazy, I
Like
guess. I don't
The
know.
Boy.
Yeah, the
Remember
boy,
that one?
the orphan. Yeah,
That's a new one.
yeah. I don't know. It's
Speaking of
just,
horror movies, I recently discovered, Poltergeist. I didn't recently
yeah,
discover it.
yeah.
I guess there was an original one from like the 80s.
Hmm.
I didn't know that. And then the creepy clown thing from the new one
Hmm.
was also in it, but it doesn't look the same. Like the one in the new one, I remember when those trailers were coming out for that movie,
Hmm.
and there was the part where they're like in the hallway and they look at the clown, they're like, "What's that doing?" And then it's like it jumps at the
Yeah,
screen, I was
yeah.
like in what, 7th grade? This is
Hmm.
like first Thorncraft days, and I was like,
Yeah. You want to hear a creepy fact that I just remembered?
huh,
You know how there's an 80s or 90s Amityville horror movie?
mm-hmm. It's a true
There's
story.
this, yeah, a supposedly true story.
They
Um,
did get murdered in that house.
yes, but
That's
I mean
true.
like the ghost part is
Yeah, I don't know
supposedly
if that's
true.
true.
But there's a scene in the movie where like one of the characters is like in a not a river, but like in a body of water and it's raining heavily
Mm-hmm.
and like a corpse floats up. Supposedly that's a real corpse.
They were real corpses in Poltergeist.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, you didn't know
Oh,
that? They used it
no.
like in the water scene.
Or maybe that's probably the movie I'm thinking of actually.
Yeah,
Sorry, we're
she
thinking of
was
the
in the
same
water,
movie.
and then the
Yeah.
corpse. That was a real corpse, and that's why like 6 people died after they made the movie.
Yeah.
Like the movie was cursed, is what people are saying.
Supposedly cursed, yeah.
Like that's why would you do that? Why
Have
would you be
you
like? Because it was cheaper than getting a plastic skeleton, so they just
yeah.
dug up a dead body.
Have you ever seen the original Exorcist?
I've seen parts of it. Does that
Yeah.
count?
It no, it's not as it's not as creepy as people say it is, but it definitely is disturbing. There's like very unsettling things that happen in the movie.
I know the story
Yeah,
of
but
it. Like it's like from Egypt, right? It's like
yeah,
a
I think so.
an
I
Egyptian
I
demon or something.
I badly want to watch The Exorcist 2 and 3 because I've heard they're horrible.
Like just
So
bad.
I desperately want to watch them. I've heard the second one is especially bad.
Hmm. I've seen
So
the
yeah,
part where like her head turns around in circles.
yeah. And there's just like I don't know. It's creepy.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, it's creepy, but I wasn't like.
I
It was
mean
weird
like
how the girl like deteriorated as the movie went on.
yeah, I mean just in general the movie
It
is
is disturbing.
disturbing. Yeah. 'Cause a little girl was being like
And then by the end,
messed
it's like
up.
super cold in the room. It's just like, and there's like smoke coming out of her mouth and then moths and
Yeah.
stuff.
Steam.
Yeah.
You call
And then
it.
the
Yeah, steam.
guy with doesn't like the priest get like thrown out the window?
The priest throws himself out the window because the like demon goes into
Oh
him,
yeah,
so he
that's right. He
like
sacrificed himself. That's
yeah,
right.
so he throws himself
I
out.
remember that.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it. I have
Hmm.
seen parts of it, so I know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I heard these new Halloween movies are terrible. I know there's another
Yeah,
one coming out.
me and my girlfriend watched Halloween Kills when it came out
Hmm.
because she likes like the Halloween movies and we both hated it. It was
My
awful.
parents watched it and they said it was garbage, and that's surprising
It
because
was
my parents love
garbage.
every single movie ever made.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "How was it?" And they were like, "Awful." Like I would never watch it again.
Yeah, it
And then
was
I told my
garbage.
mom because she grew up watching Halloween. Like
Hmm.
that came out when she was in like high school.
Yeah.
Like she was the target demographic when it came out.
Hmm.
And I was like, "There's a new Halloween movie coming out," and she just went, "Ugh."
Yeah. There's a million of them.
There's so many. One
Anyway,
scene that I saw from a Halloween movie actually like legitimately disturbed me, and I saw it like a
mm,
year or two ago. I
mm,
think it was the third one. I don't know, but like he opens up the washing machine, and his wife, like
mm.
there's just blood in there. But then here comes Michael Myers. He like picks him up, throws him against like a power grid, and he's like
Mm.
foaming at the mouth. And he's
Oh,
like, like
that's the sixth one.
the sixth one. Okay,
Not, or yeah, I remember that. The
and
third
that
one doesn't
actually
even
made me
have
want to
Michael
throw up.
Myers
Like
in it.
I actually almost threw up after I watched that because it was that disturbing to me.
The third one doesn't even have Michael Myers in it.
Does it not?
No, the Halloween was originally supposed to be an anthology series.
Oh,
Like the
that's how it
first
should
two
have
were,
been. That would have been
yeah,
cool.
I agree. The first two were supposed to be just the story of Michael Myers, and then the third one, and then so on, were supposed to be like anthology story of events happening on Halloween. But
That
then
would have been cool.
the third one did like really bad in the box office, so they went back to
Just
Michael
bring back
Myers.
Michael Myers, who can't die for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah,
Have you seen what he looks
yeah.
like without his mask on?
No, not really.
He's just like,
Just
well, in the
dude.
first movie, he takes out his mask for like a second. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah, I
one of his
remember
eyes
that.
is like almost closed,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Did did you know that that mask is just a William Shatner mask painted white?
huh,
Yeah.
with green hair.
It's not green. It's like brown.
Oh, well, I'm colorblind, so
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot about
legitimately am.
that.
Change the
I forgot
subject. I
about
took a colorblind test last week.
mm.
I am red-green colorblind,
So you
moderate.
can
I can
shame
see them, but I
you
can't
can
see them
never
correctly.
join the Air Force. I'm so sorry.
Nope, I can't join any military.
I learned that fact from a movie the other month or the other week
Hmm.
that if you're colorblind, you can't join the Air Force.
Hmm. So anyway, guy gets thrown into power grid is from the sixth one.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
that was disturbing. Like that was too much for me.
a little too much.
Like call me soft. Matt's
Yeah.
such an idiot because he thought
He
the
got
part of the
scared by
guy
the sixth movie.
he gets scared by the part of the sixth movie when the guy dies, but it was so like gruesome and
Yeah.
like he was
I actually
foaming out of his
own.
mouth
Yeah, I actually own the sixth movie on
as
VHS.
his
I'm not
brains were
even kidding.
rotting away. Like his brains were
Yeah,
melting away and they were coming out of his mouth.
yeah. It's a shame that I own the sixth one on
Ugh.
VHS. Anyway, should we wrap this Backrooms up pretty soon?
pretty soon, but not yet.
Yes.
Everybody watch the new Halloween movie when it comes out and let me know if it's good or not. I'm not going to watch it, but you can let me know if it's good.
I will
Halloween
check.
ends.
Yes,
And
hopefully
he
it will
better
actually
die.
end.
He better die in this one. He didn't die in the last one.
Yeah.
He's like a superhuman
somehow.
now, and he's like old. He's an old guy now.
He's an elderly person.
As I've seen the pictures of him without his mask on from the new movie, like half his face is burnt.
Yeah.
He's still doing this with one eye.
I mean, they just keep rebooting it, so.
They need to stop because people are still going to watch it, though. That's modern Hollywood for you.
Yeah.
Opinions with Matt.
People just kind of watch what they're familiar with.
Opinions with Matt. All Hollywood movies now are bad because they're all the same thing.
I don't think all Hollywood movies are bad.
Not
I
all
think
Hollywood movies.
I do notice
the mainstream ones.
Yeah, I do notice a trend that this has nothing to do with like scary stuff, so I think we should wrap it up soon. But I've noticed a trend recently where like not lower budget, but like I can't call them indie movie, but more art house films are using like large casts of famous actors to get people to watch their movies.
What, like
Like
Nick Cage, who will do anything?
I guess, yeah, but what's the movie? Like came out like a few years ago, but it has like Timothy Chalamet, Bill Murray, Elizabeth Warren, just a giant
Ghostbusters.
Sure. Just a giant cast of just famous actors and actresses, and I think that's I don't know about that trend.
Speaking of Ghostbusters,
Yes.
the one part where the Slimer runs after Bill Murray in the first movie,
Scared you?
they used to scare me when I was little.
The library scene used to scare me.
With the ghost woman?
With the ghost librarian.
No, it's just the part when the Slimer's like, and he's like, ah! In the corner,
He
you know?
swarmed me.
He swarmed me.
But yeah.
Horror movies are very scary. Okay? Don't
Sometimes
watch
they
them.
are. Yeah, you're gonna shake.
Unless
cry.
there's and then there's another genre of horror movie, which is just watching torture. Saw.
Yeah, torture movies.
My dad
Your
loves
body
those
horror.
movies. Okay, my dad loves those movies.
Mm.
Don't know why. He hates all horror movies, but Saw.
Yeah,
And I've seen Saw.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stupid people in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
You can beat the trap.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm going to bring up. There's the syringe in the
Oh, yeah.
thing. She puts her hands up through it, and then you can't get them back out because your hands are going to get cut off, right?
Yeah.
But the key was like right behind her.
Mm.
Like she just jumped right into it and was like, "Oh, I can't do it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die."
There's a whole number of movies that are like torture movies, but like kind of go a little too far.
Yep.
And that goes to like legal territories that I don't want to go into.
There's been a lot of banned movies like that.
There are a lot of banned movies.
There was one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was and anyone can watch it, but it's like the worst.
You're probably thinking of Hannibal Holocaust.
Yep, that's it actually.
Yeah. And that's
Anyone
like
can
the
watch it.
surface. That's like the surface of banned movies, and it gets really bad, and it gets to like not fun scary. It just gets to like miserable scary,
What do you mean miserable scary?
like where it just makes you feel miserable watching it. Or
Some
feel-
people love that.
I don't get why.
I didn't like Saw, okay? I'll say it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. He had to cut off his leg.
Mm-hmm.
But why didn't he cut off the ankle thing?
I don't know.
My dad was like, I asked my dad that, and he was like, well, it's because the chain couldn't be cut. It actually couldn't be, so he didn't have a choice.
Yes.
So nasty. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get the appeal of that. That's just me.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be like, that's such an idiot, because he doesn't like to watch people get maimed.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see
Gruesomely.
people get gruesomely tortured. I don't think I've ever seen the Saw movies because I just never had an interest in watching them.
There's a video game.
There is.
That would be fun, though. Because then you can beat the traps.
Yeah.
And there's, I think it was like Matt Pat made a video like how to beat all the traps.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure he has. How to beat all the traps in Saw 1. How to beat all the traps in Saw 2. How to beat all the traps in all of them. There's like 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they finally get him in the last one. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
They get the serial killer. Like they. And by the way, he's not a puppet.
Yes.
That's just
no,
his.
I-
That's
I'm
just
aware.
his. That's just his mascot.
I'm aware he's not a puppet.
He's an actual guy.
Yeah,
Believe it
I
or
know.
not, he's not the puppet. When I was little, I thought that was the case.
Yeah. I think everyone thought that when they were kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to wrap this up because I have to work tomorrow morning.
And I don't. So,
No, boo-boo.
there you go. Well,
I'll let you do the outro.
what began as a thing about fall turned into just talking about horror movies, which is good because it's October, spooky time.
Spooky time, Halloween.
Matt and Gabe review horror movies. There you go.
Yes.
Not necessarily reviewing, just talking about them, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever. All right. Check. 1. 1. Check it. 1. Testing. 1. Check. Checking on the check. Checking on tested 1. Join us again on the Backrooms, where these fools talk about things. Check it. That's right. Yeah. What up? Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Get to the Backrooms next week. When you're meek. When you're weak. That's right. Get to the Backrooms. Check it. 1, 2. Check it. Get to the Backrooms in 1 month.
Yeah.
When you think of a word that rhymes with month, get to the Backrooms. Check it. 1. Yeah. What? Check it. 1, 2. Come on. Get to the Backrooms. Get out of your mother's wombs. If you're not born yet. Get it. Check it. Join us again. Next time.
As a man who's been white his entire life, that was the whitest thing I've ever seen.
I'm still going. Check it. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Check it. Backrooms. Episode 48. Next week will be 49.
Next month.
And next month will be 49. And I don't want to see anybody whine when we come back in a month. That's right. Check it. 1. Yeah. Yeah, I want to give thanks to all my homies in the studio. That's right. Thanks to a big Mickey behind the camera. That's right. Check it. Big thanks to co-host Job for talking. That's right. Check it. 1, 2. 1, 2. Backrooms. 1, 2. Backrooms. Check it next week. Check it next month. Check it next year. Backrooms when we go back into the background information